Perhaps you're sharing the gospel with someone who feels like life is kind of missing a purpose, like missing a point. Or you're trying to share the gospel with someone who doesn't know that they're missing the point. They believe that they're the center of the entire universe. So you might use the same 4 circles, but this time share it with a different theme. So you'd go something like this. You'd say, look, the world as it was created for good. And if you look at that word good, or the word for, it says purpose. There was a purpose to it. The world had a purpose, and that was to be a good place for me to live. It was a good place for all of us to live. So the world took care of me. That's what made it good. And I was created, or humans were created, to take care of the world. So if we took care of the world, we were doing the right thing, fulfilling our purpose. And then we were actually created in plural, like multiple people, because it wasn't good for us to be alone. We were created for each other. So when I was taking care of you and you were taking care of me, we were doing the right thing. We were fulfilling our purpose, why we were created. And all of this is because God was surrounding us in fellowship. God was for us. That's why this whole world was made. That's why we were made. And now we were also created to be for Him. And when we were for Him, for each other, and for the world, everything was good. However, the world today that we live in is not good. The world that we live in today has kind of lost the point. It has been damaged by sin. And there's a couple definitions of what sin means, but the one I'm going to give you today, sin is for me type of thinking. When we're living for ourselves, that's one way of saying sin. And so the world is for itself, and the world is against me. It's a dog-eat-dog world. So I got to be for myself, right? And that means I am guarded against you because you're living for yourself. And this drives wedges in our relationships. It separates us. It keeps us from forming community because we don't have the same storyline, the same purpose. I'm for me, you're for you, they're all for themselves. And what that does, it also has driven a wedge between us and God. The God who is still for us. We've declared independence from Him because we are serving ourselves now. But God, as I said, is still for us. He sees our broken world, and yet He has entered it in Jesus. God the Son has entered our world, stepped into our incredibly selfish place, and He came on a mission. He says, I am here to seek and save the lost. And in this case, those people who had lost the point, lost the purpose in life, lost their direction. I came to seek and save the lost. And He did that by giving up His life, laying down His life for us on the cross. He died for us to bring us life. And so when I think about the gospel like this, or the news, the story of what Jesus has done like this, it makes me really sorry for my selfishness. And so I said to Jesus, Jesus, I am so sorry for my selfish living, especially when I see your incredible love and self-sacrificing life. Well, Jesus forgives us because He's risen again, and He forgives us, and He wraps us up in His love, and He accepts us, but He again reminds us that He is for us and allows us once again to be for Him and for each other. He brings us back, and He restores community to us. We are restored in Jesus. And that is because, and I want you to see this, Jesus is for us. Jesus is for us. Well, this story has implications because having saved me and brought me to Himself, I now participate in His mission. I participate in His purpose. And so Jesus has brought a lot of people into fellowship with Himself, and now He sends them out into the world as His ambassadors, as His messengers in restored community, to be messengers of this incredibly great news that there's a God who is for us and has saved us, has rescued us, and He wants others to come to Him as well. And that's why He sent us out to do this. We are sent to heal. And this is because now in Jesus I have a new purpose. First, I am for Him, and second, I am now for others. Now there's a lot of people who would say, well, why don't we just stop thinking for me thoughts and start thinking for other thoughts? Well, there's this massive barrier that keeps us from doing that. And that barrier is our selfishness. Until our selfishness is dealt with, we can't make that transition. We need to pass through that incredible healing work that Jesus has done, where he takes away that selfish heart from within us and gives us a new heart like his own, so that we can be truly for him and for others. Only when his heart is beating in mine will I truly be able to go out to share in the mission that Jesus has.